recently there's a story that has come out from a guy in Canada that has been supplying the hobby with, or the community with, resealed first edition base set stuff since like 2012.
Yeah.
And from I talked with Professor O'Calley recently. He was on the podcast this past Thursday on the 3rd. He went full investigator mode and found out all this information about him, what he did. And I saw Aaron the Pokemon just posted some stuff and is posting a video about blisters, resealed first edition base set blisters. And, for the life of me, I cannot figure out. I don't know if I'm paranoid or what. I cannot figure out if this is resealed or not. And I try to compare it to my unlimited ones. And they look so nice, but I just can't tell. And from what I'm seeing on his videos, like, I need him to open them to know,
Yeah.
because I have some similarities on mine that look resealed, but I know they're not because I've opened, like, the unlimited ones. I've opened them, they were fine, but this was a new purchase, and I just don't know. It looks fine. I've seen a lot of sealed product, but I don't know.
Yeah. So I'm the person you're talking about. It's very sensitive subject. Just I actually know quite a bit about it, and I've known about this for some time. But it needs the right representation um, for the hobby to fully understand what's happened. And there's a lot more to this story. And I'll tell this story here in a second. It's a very important story. It's something that I think everyone should be aware of. I actually was going to make a post and haven't posted it yet, just because I think there should be an E4 post and maybe a video attached to it as well, versus just a one-off sort of story post. But an easy way, and this guy had a method to how he resealed stuff, and that method has been somewhat discovered, and there's a way to tell if it's one of his blisters. So, do you have are you COVID positive right now? Do you have a sense of smell right now? Can you smell?
Yeah.
Okay, so pick up the blister, look at the bottom of it, and just smell the bottom of the blister and see if it smells like anything from like a kitchen. Just does it have any distinct smell that would be very easy to discern?
Do some ASMR. No.
So,
I'm trying the unlimited ones now. Nothing.
so I think a product to use was like a cake batter or some sort of baking sort of seal or sealant on the bottom of these blisters, and it helps seal it very nicely and cleanly. But the thing is, a lot of the blisters smell like cake or like a kitchen or like baked goods or something of that sort. And so that was a very easy tell to identify his products. And this person is supplied a large portion of the fake, first edition boxes, the reseals that are on the market. Now, there was also a major resealer from San Diego or LA that sold quite a bit in person. Very, very risky what he was doing, but he was never caught. Um, there are active court cases about first edition base boxes that have been resealed from some of the major players that are out there. I don't want to name any names because I've sort of
Mm.
talked to them about it and just in private. But I mean, there are literally people who are in court right now arguing over, getting money back over resale box, and these are business to business cases,
Mm-hmm.
so not business to consumer. So it's tough, but basically this person, his name is Mika Birch. He had a few aliases. One of them was Mike Brown, downtown Mike Brown, 1011 at gmail.com. That's one of the emails he used. And I know it so well because in 2014, he actually scammed me out of 7 first edition Wizards of the Coast boxes. The value of those boxes today is over $150,000. So this person that we're talking about, it's tough for me to talk about because your natural tendency is to, hey, I want to go, take it out on this guy. I mean, I think anyone would. I'd have an extra 150K in my pocket if I would have kept the boxes, which you can never say that, but
Mm-hmm.
um, literally, in my opinion, he took them from me. I have proof that he's the one that received it. He signed for it. He used aliases, which I actually didn't put together until probably earlier this year or last year. But there's a trail out there that basically says he's the one. This is the person. We have probably 4 or 5 addresses on him. He was arrested earlier this year trying to sell fake resealed first ed blisters to a cop, like literally to a cop who's a collector. And,
Wow.
so that was how he was caught. The arrest was witnessed by other collectors in the hobby that were there. And so, I mean, I got to be careful how much you disclose just to be careful here. But
Hmm.
um, this he's literally like the only person that's ever scammed me. Now, I mean, I've had other people scam for like little amounts, maybe like under $100 or something. But I mean, this deal we were supposed to do was going to trade 7 first issue WotC boxes for 7 cards, and one of those cards was first issue. I mean, I'm sorry, it was one of the cards was a Shadowless Charizard 10, a Blastoise Shadowless 10. I think there was like a few other just really high end cards in there. And the mistake that I made going into this is you got to understand, I still trust eBirdman. I love eBirdman. I have high regard for him. But I basically took the guy's info and I sent it to Ed and I said, "Hey, Ed, you know this guy? Should I trust him? I mean, he wants me to send him these boxes. You understand this is 2014 Zach with no YouTube content. This is just random collector online trying to do a deal with another massive collector who has all these cards I haven't been able to find on eBay. So to me, this is like, hey, let's make this deal work. I want it to happen. I'm eager for this deal to happen."
Hmm.
And I misread Ed's email to where it said, "Oh yeah, he's good to go," versus, I don't know the guy, I wouldn't do this. And so I quickly glanced at his email. I thought I saw the seal of approval. Went to UPS. I still remember the UPS. I've only been to that one time, and I shipped it off. And I remember customs calling me, saying, "Hey, just need to get some more information," And I could have told customs in that phone call, "Hey, send it back to me."
Hmm.
But I still trusted the guy. I still wanted to get this deal done, and ghosted me for quite a bit. And um, I've taken some follow up action that I probably can't talk about here, but basically the guy still owes me, in my opinion. He owes me over $160,000, which I think is what I valued those boxes at last. So it's a very very challenging and very difficult thing to process in 2020 terms.
Yeah, I can imagine. That's the sickening. I mean, your
I sent
stomach
him my
just kind of.
best boxes. I sent him the Mentis one. I said, this guy is really going on a limb for me. Send me cards I need. I haven't been able to find a Shadowless Charizard yet, and really trying to get this card. I'm gonna send him the good stuff. I want to really take care of him, give him that white glove, service,
Yeah.
make sure everything's good to go. And it just,
I mean, at the time,
he,
what was that worth? 6 grand? 7 grand?
I think it was under 5
Under five?
because
Okay.
statute of limitations with Canada.
Oh, right, right, right.
Yeah, and
I mean, but
so
that's huge when you first start. Huge. I mean, it's huge now. 5 grand's a ton of money. So,
yeah, and at the time I had to think, do you want to change your life or your career over this deal,
hmm.
or do you just want to move on? And at the time, I decided it was better to not risk anything more than I need
Yeah.
to correct this. So, I mean, when he was arrested, I was contacted and said, "Hey, we're aware that he may have scammed you in the past. Would you like to become a part of this case?" And so that was how I was able to somewhat get involved.
Awesome.
But I I'm a bit disappointed with how the case ended.
Mm.
Um, but I don't know if that's my place to talk about. So
Yeah.
um, the person very well could be in jail, but he's not. He's out there still trying to sell. He's still trying to scam. He's still trying to sell sealed product. No one knows what he has is sealed or fake because I can post a picture of a real one, send you a sealed one. I mean, send you a resealed one. I mean,
Hmm.
this person has scammed so many people over the years that don't have a voice. I mean, I'm fortunate I can talk to you and maybe 200 people listen to this podcast. But there are so many people he scammed that have no voice in the hobby, and it's heartbreaking how many people he's just ripped thousands of dollars away from. I mean, he was posting pictures of Lamborghini. Hey, I bought this Lamborghini Pokemon, and no one knew he was just ripping people off left and right. So it's one of the worst parts of the hobby, and this person really should be in jail. He really should pay for all the crimes he's committed, and I'm just disappointed that we had an opportunity to probably do more, um, and he's out there right now still trying to do all the wrong things he's done.
Jeez. It's terrible. I mean, I know talking to Mike about it, how organized and smart he was about the way he did things. I mean, he was selling legitimate PSA cards, selling. Um, he was using every little piece that he could to profit off of, and that created this aura of trust where he was getting those rare cards to people who needed them, right? So he was doing the right thing, connecting himself to certain people, doing good deals with the right people, and then yeah, taking it out on the small guys, and even the big guys in some cases. I mean, this before you were Gem Mint, like you said, so you were the
He was
little guy.
double he was double dipping in the first ed box. You open one, crack it, sell everything in it, then you just reseal it, sell it again. I mean,
Hmm.
he was double dipping for years, and the strategy he had is just it's horrible when you think about it. He would refer you to his friend Mike Brown, who you'd work out a deal with. Mike Brown's some private collector with all this stuff no one knows, and you're actually shipping to his uncle, and who lives kind of close to him. And I think I found out his uncle used to own a card shop. He learned a lot of tricks doing that, just with sort of the industry know-how. And I haven't talked to him or called him out, directly yet. I think I'm still just trying to process all this stuff and understand it and make the right action. So, this podcast is the first time I've actually publicly said anything about it. Um,
And
but it's,
I'll
what can
gladly
be done.
I'll gladly hold off on posting it until you want me to, of course. So
No, keep it in there. People need to know, and this shouldn't be cut. So,
okay.
I can't not talk about it anymore.
Hmm.
Just because he's actively selling right now, and it would be a disservice to the hobby to not talk about it.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, I'm glad you're speaking up about it. I mean, I trust Mike with my life. That dude is like one of the nicest guys I've ever met. And I saw him posting about it, and I see people post about scammers here and there, and I try to just stay away from it. I don't want to get involved. Like, I don't want to start getting in random conversations, because when you start off as a small guy and you post these scams and whatnot, people start hating on you. You get all these messages. Their friends start. It's just a huge headache. But after hearing the story from Mike and seeing the passion behind what really happened, and now I shared what he posted, and I mean, now knowing that you went through it as well, I mean, yeah, I got to beat this to the ground to make sure that people aren't doing any dealings with this guys or any of the aliases or people he's connected to, because whether or not he's selling you a legitimate card, he's still doing things that are illegal, and he's hurt a lot of people in this community, and doesn't deserve to get anything else from here. Nothing else.
yeah, I mean, $1,000 deal that would just eviscerate some people. I mean, that you can't. Not everyone has $10,000 just cash. Just go buy whatever they need.
Hmm.
If you're buying a $3,000 deal and you think you're getting a slightly good deal, I mean, he knows how to just work these people. So, um, you build that trust and you see who he's following, how many people are following him, and it's a trap, and it's a trap just disguised in the worst way.